if you are keeping and breeding plecos and loricariidae catfish, you will probably never have enough of pleco caves like myself here. These fish, they use pleco caves for breeding, but also for cover, for hiding. So the more pleco caves you have in your tanks, the more secure and more happy are your fish. And recently, over the past several years, the prices of pleco caves have been increasing exponentially, and good quality pleco caves nowadays sometimes cost as much as some juvenile L number plecos. So over the years, I've practiced it with different methods of making my own pleco caves. And today I'm going to show you how I make pleco caves, sort of DIY pleco caves out of PVC pipes. So today we are going to make pleco caves from this rectangular PVC pipe. This sort of PVC pipe you can buy for hiding cables and for various other household DIY jobs. I bought it on eBay, but I'm sure you can get it in your hardware store wherever you are. So these are not some sort of difficult to find material. The other PVC pipe that I have in here is a circular PVC pipe. This is sort of a more regular PVC pipe and probably also cheaper. We will be making some round-shaped pleco caves from this particular PVC pipe. So what you need to proceed with this work is just some basic DIY tools. So we're going to need a regular saw. I don't think I have the best saw for the job, but I use whatever I have. We would need some aquarium grade silicone, a measure tape, and a marker. That's all we're going to need for this job. So in order to cut the PVC pipe into pieces, we would need to measure the size of a pleco cave that we want to make. For smaller pleco caves, and this is a relatively narrow pipe, so this is a 2.5 on 2.5 centimeters, and this will work for juveniles and smaller species of L number plecos. So I would normally use 12 centimeters length on this sort of cave. So I will take a measurement and use a marker. It doesn't need to be perfect. I prefer to do it from each side of the pipe. So we are going to try to make a good precise cut, which doesn't always happen in my case, and particularly using this saw. So we're going to use some sandpaper to sort of make edges not so sharp. So that should work, and that's potentially one of the pleco caves. I'll keep on sewing off these pieces, and normally this is a 1 meter pipe. Normally I can make about 6 pleco caves out of this pipe. So we've got 7 potential pleco caves in here and some extra cuttings. And these extra cuttings are actually quite important because These pipes, they're hollow. There is no bottom, there is no end in here, and we need to basically block them in order to make a Pleco cave, unless we just want to use it as a tube or as a pipe, which I don't really want to use them for at the moment. So we're going to use this in order to make bottoms for these caves, and I'm going to cut them right now into several pieces. So previously I was trying to saw them off, but unfortunately my saw isn't that good. So now I'm using a Stanley knife to cut them into 4 pieces, which does seem to work better. So basically what we need is this sort of pieces, which we will glue using silicone to the bottom of these caves, like this. They are not necessarily level and they're not necessarily looking perfect, but they would work fine, especially if you're making caves for a fish room or for a breeding project. You're not really going to see the back of that cave, so what matters is that cave is not hollow. So I've cut the circular pipe in exactly the same way into 15 centimeter pieces. One of them is actually much shorter, and I've got 8 in total, well, 7 larger ones and 1 smaller one. And in order to, well, again, these are hollow pipes. In order to build Pleco caves out of these pipes, I'm going to use pieces of a larger circular pipe. This is a 5 centimeter, 5 on 5 centimeter pipe, and yeah, so it's going to be basically like this. So I'm going to cut it into 4 pieces each into 4 pieces using Stanley knife as before. So the next stage will be to silicone the bottoms to the pipes, and I will use just regular siliconing method. Something like this. It doesn't have to be perfect, and you can sort of clean up silicone with something. You should have taken a paper towel, but it can be done that way. Two days later, silicone has cured, and we have a completed product here. Doesn't look perfect and doesn't look probably very natural, but that's fine because I'm going to use them in my fish room for breeding and for raising. Well, these ones are for breeding Plecos, and these ones are mostly for raising juveniles. They're quite small, and juveniles like this sort of small and dark places. So yeah, I've also made this larger caves from a larger rectangular PVC pipe. I haven't showed you how I made them, but it's exactly the same method as making the other ones, and these ones are great for larger species of ill number plecos. For example, I have similar ones. Well, I bought them actually, and they made of thicker plastic. They're great for Hype and Sisters L333 King Tiger Plex, and these ones would be great as well. So the only thing I'm going to do to all of these caves is I'm going to soak them in a bucket of tap water for approximately a couple of days, just to make sure that silicone and PVC material release all the stuff in there before I'm going to use them in my tanks. So I hope this video was useful, at least for some of you who want to breed and keep large numbers of L number plecos and don't want to invest tons of money into buying relatively expensive clay pleco caves. So I'll see you soon in other videos.